Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Friday Night Chop Session with Stormy B Man for this Friday, December 12th, 2025. This is number 208 in the series of Chop Sessions, and we are apologetic for the little bit of a interruption in the stream. I'm finding that I'm having to adjust my encoder bit rates, and I hadn't dropped it down enough, but I think that I may be good now. But again, it's a learning curve for me, because when you make certain types of adjustments, you think you're cool, because I did my Kung Fu show a couple nights ago and it was okay. So I guess it depends on what's running through the feed. I don't know how those bit rates and stuff work, but I apologize, you guys. But we are here to do the show, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have stuck around through this trial. What we're doing this evening is we're covering fights that took place today. There was a heavyweight fight. I actually dropped a video this afternoon about it from Dubai, where we saw Kubrat Pulev taking on Murat Gassiev, a former cruiserweight challenger, and he faced Alexander Usyk back in 2022, I think it was. And he had dropped a unanimous decision, but has since moved up to the heavyweight division. He lost one decision at heavyweight to Otto Wallin, and so he was back on the cusp, fighting in at 230 pounds. Actually, he weighed in, but Kubrat weighed in at 253. Though he's the bulkier, bigger guy, he's not a big puncher like that. Out of 33 fights, Kubrat only has 14 knockouts. So that should tell you about his punching power. But yeah, I did do a video about these guys earlier this afternoon. I was trying to get that information in because I knew that there was another fight card, and that Dubai card was an actual pretty decent card. But you see, I talk about this all the time, about how people don't talk about the sport of boxing, but they profess to love it, right? Well, here was a fight card that was on DAZN in the earlier portion of the afternoon. For some of you, like myself, who were working, won't necessarily be able to see everything when it was live, because I think the main event took place around 2:45 Central Time. But I was able to catch up once I got home, settled in, had my little bit of dinner and everything, trying to get everything done before the show. And turns out that Pulev did pull this victory out, and no pun intended. And we got the big fight card coming up tomorrow night, where Diego Pacheco is taking on Kevin Lili Sajo. Now, I got a video on that fight releasing tomorrow morning. It's a premiere for tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, same as usual as the rest of my premieres. But I saved that one for Saturday morning just to have a little something to give to you guys. But I did cover two other fights that are on this card earlier this week with premieres. I talked about Sky Nicholson, as she's going in there against Zulana Luna, and that's going to be a super bantamweight fight for Sky and Luna. And then I also talked about the return of Joe Cordina, as he is coming back and is looking to have a debut in California. And at 34, Cordina is not done yet, he says. He's still excuse me, he still would like to challenge for a lightweight title, having moved up from junior lightweight with a loss to Anthony Kakachi last year. So we're looking to see some good boxing, coming through this weekend. I talk about it all the time that, if you say you like the sport, tune in and watch these fights. There's always something that can be taken away from these fight cards with fighters that you don't know or are unfamiliar with, that with circumstances that transpire during matches, how coaches and trainers are reacting under fire when they are running into difficulties with their fighters. Are they given the proper instructions? Are they able to coach their charges through the circumstances that belie them? So it's very important to become well-rounded in that regard. And there's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you know everything, but you could be seasoned with the happenings around the sport. So, it's important to kind of do that and put yourself in a position for, gaining some understanding of what you're looking at. Because remember, if you're just watching who you know and who you like, there's always some things that can transpire that will kind of, you kind of scratch your head a little bit. So, with that being said, I'm going to do a quick roll call, see who we got out here in the building this evening. I know the brother Drew Titan was out there early with all 3 of his channels. Appreciate that. We also have Freedom's March in the building. What's going on with your Freedom's March? Del Riv is out there saying salute Stormy. I wanted to thank brother Del Riv and EJ for sending me the cash apps on the premiere this morning. I appreciate that. The support that you guys give is truly deeply appreciated. For those of you who did well wish me for my birthday, I wanted to say thank you for that. I didn't do a live stream on my birthday. Thus, you can see that, here I wasn't out there looking for people to hit me up, with money and stuff. But I was trying to take that little time for myself and to, pick my toenails and dig in my butt like normal people do, because that's what y'all think, even though it ain't what Stormy really does. So, yeah. But anyway, who else we got out there? Mr. Shelton in the building. What's happening with you, Mr. Shelton? Appreciate you being out there as well. ATX 41 Red in the building. And Ravens Nation is back with us. Coach Hudson is in the building as well. Salute to you, brother. And DLP is out there with us this evening. Lone Star Steph is back after a little bit of time away. Huh? Where the hell you been, huh? Yeah. Sit close to the door, huh? Because you know what that means. Yeah. And let's see. Who else? You guys. Mr. Shelton, birthday was Wednesday, man, the 10th. Huh? I appreciate you asking. But yeah, Wednesday the 10th was Stormy's birthday, man. Lone Star said, be well, Stormy. Salute our chat family. Peace and blessings and understanding. God be with you. Same with you. Gassiev threw the left in the 5th and landed. Pulev didn't respond well. Gassiev threw the same punch in the 6th and lights out. Yeah, man. That's it, right? So, it's listen, man. Knockouts are always entertaining, aren't they? It's like it doesn't matter who getting caught, huh? It don't matter. So, but yeah. You gotta like it. You gotta love it. So let's see here. But I was looking through these bouts, man. Yeah. So The caveman is what I call him, Kubrat, was on his back. Yeah. But, you know, I talked about this. They were trying to leave him as a opponent in the future for Moses Atuma. And I said in my video, I'm like, okay, they may be trying to do that. But one of these guys, yeah, either one could win, I said, you know. But it just so happened, man. You know, it's funny watching the big guys, though. I call them both like different types of plotters. Pulev is the kind of guy, he come after you like Frankenstein monster, He's not agile, he's not mobile. His chin is right there to be hit, big as it is, because he's got that big caveman head. And he don't have a lot of power and pop. So no wonder Gassiev was like, hey, let me show you a few tricks I brought back from China, you know. Yeah. So appreciate you guys that are over there on the Rumble app too. Again, if you haven't followed me there, please follow. Hit that follow. Select the bell icon for notifications. And follow me, because if I get 100 followers, I can go live straight from there. I don't have to go live with YouTube being my primary. And that's what I'm working very diligently toward. I want to be able to have options. And also over there, you know, if you decide that you want to show a little love in the pot over there, there's not anybody sticking their dirty little grimy fingers in there interfering. So just know that, you guys. Yeah. That's, you know, just a heads up on that. Mr. Shelton says, caveman. Yeah. Oh, caveman looking dude, man. Tell me that Kubrat don't look like one of them guys from the Geico commercial. You remember the dude getting on the little escalator thing in the airport? Do. Everywhere I go, Geico. And it's like so simple a caveman could do it. Yeah. See, some of y'all might not remember that. You might be a little too young. But about 15, 20 years ago, that commercial was hot, man. Yeah. The Geico. That was before they got the little gecko, little lizard dude. But they had the cavemen. And they used to get pissed off every time somebody acknowledged them as a caveman. They'd be sitting up and they'd be doing something, normal stuff, sitting down, getting ready to eat dinner or something. And somebody say, look at those cavemen. And they're like, there they go. You know, they get mad because somebody identified their asses as Cro-Magnons. I used to crack up at those commercials, man. Especially when the voiceover dude says, so simple a caveman can do it. And it's like they be putting their hands on their hips, looking around with that Tank Davis hairstyle, you know, with their hair down. Looking like they straight out of Planet of the Apes. Yeah. EJ says, I remember that commercial. Yeah, man, the commercial was funny as hell to me. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just paying attention to my stats here that's letting me know how I'm doing as far as the broadcast. I apologize for those interruptions earlier, fam. I never know that that's going to happen until it starts happening. So, you know. But it's been a very interesting week in boxing, man. A very interesting week. We got a final word, on whether or not Rolly Romero is going to go ahead and try to sacrifice his, what is that? He got a WBA title against Devin the Dream Haney, Devo Dev. He don't want no parts of Devo. So, you know, after talking all of that shenanigans, he's going to go in a different route. He doesn't want to face Devin Haney. He doesn't want to face true trial and a possibility of another loss on his record and loss of the belt. But see, Devo Dev is out there collecting jewelry, man. And you're going to have to come up off of that some kind of way. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. What we are seeing is an example of what happens when they continue to have these vacant titles, making certain individuals world titleists, which is why I don't always call everyone a champion, but world titleists into title and belt holders. And that's all they are. A title holder or belt holder is a placeholder until a real champion comes along, Because what he should be trying to do is get in there and match his wares against Devin. If you try, nothing beats a try, but a try. But if you don't try, sit your butt down somewhere and get that title belt up, Because you're just a pretender, dude. You're a pretender. Devin is out here trying to fight the best fights. And you got a lot of guys who are better than Rolly who still don't want to face Devin. Therefore, the nickname Debo. Debo comes around and everybody tucking their chains and running in the house, locking the doors, pulling the shades down. Not at home. But he pillow fisted though. But he can't get out the way of a left hook. His daddy in the way and all of that. If he got so many problems, fight him and get him out of there. Lennox Lewis once said when he was the heavyweight champion and there were other title holders on the opposite of him, he said, I want to get rid of all the misfits in boxing. And one by one he did. He took them all out. He got Evander, which was my favorite fighter, and he got Mike Tyson, he got Klitschko. He was out there. It was like he turned on a giant vacuum cleaner and was cleaning up the heavyweight division. Yeah. And nothing wrong with that, because guess what? He stands in the history books as the greatest of his era and an all-time great and everything else. There's still people who don't care for him and didn't care for him when he was fighting. But you have to respect the technique, Why ain't nobody trying to be like Lennox? Why are these guys running around making up excuses? And then you got dozens of fan base fanatics out here overly protecting these guys. It's ridiculous. I was just listening to the brother BFTB. Shout out to BFTB, doing great work over there on his channel. And these guys making up all these excuses for Tank Davis and how someone else like Devin can go and do all the hard work and, as they say, heavy lifting and everything, but their guy don't have to do nothing but sit back and let his wet fingernails, freshly painted, dry, while they juggle his testicles. What the hell is this? Boxing is a man's sport. I just watched a documentary on Bernard Hopkins this morning and how he came out and came through after being 5 years in prison and coming into the professional fight game, lost his first fight, and went on a winning streak until he fought and faced Roy Jones for the IBF title. Lost that decision to Jones, and then didn't lose again for many a moon. Became undisputed in everything. But see, guys of today, they're just not built the same. They're not. Salute to the brother EJ out there in that cash out. We appreciate you, brother. He says, for heavyweight, very exciting week for boxing. Thank you so much, brother. We really appreciate your support. Yeah. Trying to remember something. Yeah, DLP, you sent me a message on the video. He said, thank you for reminding me. You see, this is why, again, I'm not the only one, but it's like, it feels like it a lot of times. I talk about these fights, man, and you got most people talking about the same old dudes all the time. And then they say, oh, wow, Sensei, the knowledge and this and that. It's like, you could have the knowledge too if you stop looking in the garbage cans. Get your nose out of the stinky garbage cans and go out and smell some fresh air and take in some summer breeze, huh? Man, ain't there enough foolishness out there? There's enough. Yeah, we got another cash out from EJ. He says, duck, keep ducking. The power of the ninja sword. Yeah, thank you again, EJ. And that's what I'm talking about. Opening up, talking about this Rolly thing. Rolly could make more money fighting Devin than he could anyone else. If you want to talk about securing your future for your family and everything, you do what's necessary. If you want to be a coward and a pretender, like Tank Davis, like Shakur Stevenson, like so many of these other so-called proclaimed and named fighters, Richardson Hitchens, all of you guys, huh? Keyshawn Davis, yeah, a whole bunch. It's a whole crew and slew of these guys out here in the way of real progress in the sport of boxing. You guys are out there just taking up space and sucking up air. All of you. And in the meantime, you have real people on the rise and on the hunt. The Oshaki Fosters, huh? The Abdullah Masons, huh? Even the Lamont Roach Juniors and the Devin Haneys, huh? People who really are trying to get something done out there. But the rest of you guys, cowards, are in the way. Just in the way. And then you get on social media. And because some of you may have a name that's respected in the sport, that doesn't make you the best. It just means that you are familiar, huh? And you walk around and you go on these platforms and you talk that prime talk and everything, but you're not getting in the ring with your contemporaries. Shakur Stevenson, once Oshaki Foster did what he did to Cool Boy Steph, or whatever you want to call him. I say I call him 2 pounds now, huh? Because he added 2 extra pounds going into that fight. Couldn't fight for Oshaki's title, but they allowed him to fight for a vacant interim title. Isn't that a bitch, huh? But anyway, Shakur took one look at that and said, yeah, there was a reason I moved away from junior lightweight. He could have made junior lightweight, but he lost that belt on the scales on purpose. That was a decision he made. And it wasn't a smart one either, because he's been making shitty decisions ever since, hasn't he? Tell me I'm lying. Huh? Jay Prince ain't gonna be able to save you from everything, brother. He not, because guess what? You still have to walk your path in life. You have a life to live, huh? And you want to live on your knees or die on your feet. The decision is yours, huh? O'Shaquie is a man who has gone through some trial, and he has persevered, and he has come out on top. Even when they have set the grain against him, he has persevered handily. And he wants that smoke with the good fighters. But here they are, vacating and vamoosing away from him. Yeah. But Shakur sit down and tell any person that interviews him that'll let him talk that he's the best boxer in the sport of boxing. I beg to differ. You see, when you're polished, huh? When you have a full arsenal and your toolbox is stacked, you are more than ready and capable of handling the job at hand. And you don't mind facing the opposition. Because if it requires, a Phillips, you got it, huh? If you need the flashlight with the battery in there with the LED lens, you got it, huh? If you got a monkey wrench, yeah, huh? Because there's a whole lot of bananas going on out there. Am I right or am I right, people? Huh? You know I ain't lying. I am not lying to you. Did you recognize some of them out there? Yeah. Chilltown Majors, what's happening, bro? I see you out there. It's ridiculous. So a guy like O'Shaquie has to wait and wait, then may have to take on lesser opposition because the guys who are at the top level of opposition are parting ways, are moving away, threatening to move to a new weight class and division. It's like, oh, but why you can't take care of that smoke that's right there, huh? I thought you guys were firemen, huh? You got to put out the fire, huh? Why is it not happening? Paper tigers, huh? That's what these guys are. Paper tigers. You out there kicking ass and taking names. And they don't want to face you, but they'll sit back and look at you like this. Yeah. Jimmy Bernard, what's happening with you? That's what they do. But to tell anybody that'll listen, oh, I'm the best fighter in boxing. You might be the best bullshitter, huh? Yeah. And see, you guys are so sorry these days that even the fanatical supporters of the sport won't hold you accountable for the foolishness. It's ridiculous. So as soon as O'Shaquie won that fight against 2 pounds, he said he wanted Shakur. Especially since he was fighting for the interim title for Shakur after 2 pounds couldn't make the weight against his title. And they asked him, are you going back down? He said, oh no, I'm staying right here. I want Shakur. Did you guys ever bother to wonder why Shakur wanted to go up to 140, but he didn't want to fight Devin at 140? And Tio was supposed to be moving up to 147, remember? Now, the fight that he's got against Tio, that's a 60-40 fight. It's not a 50-50, but it's a 60-40 fight. The worst thing Shitty Cuz could do is to go into that fight thinking that he's supremely better than Teofimo. Teofimo has a track record of fighting well against guys that you think that he shouldn't have a chance against or that he should lose to. So it bears paying attention to, people. One of my screens is frozen. Are you guys still able to see me pretty good? Lone Star Steph says, got you on my big screen in the living room. Yeah. I look okay on there. You know, I be doing all my production stuff. This OBS, man, it's been crashing on me lately too. I don't know if that's due to that new update I did a week ago. Could be. Sometimes you don't need all these updates they be sending you. Yeah, it says I have 40 followers over on Rumble right now. I would sure like to get that up to 100. Then I could go live from the Rumble platform as my main, what do they call it? Encoder. I need to be able to do that. Yeah, so Pulev got put out. Unfortunate for him, because I know he probably wanted that Atuma fight. They were going to pay him some heavy-duty dollars for that. But it's all better the same, because at 42, 44 years old, you know, he doesn't need a young man like that bashing him into oblivion. Yeah. He don't need that. And you know, he beat up Derek Chisora just a couple years ago. So it just goes to show. I can't believe that Shitty Cuz, though, is actually out there on the airwaves talking himself up like he's the greatest gift to boxing or something. Man, if you don't sit your tail down somewhere. You know, that's ridiculous. Like, man, listen. I can name about 3 fighters that could whoop Shakur's ass. But if I give you those 3 fighters, then you guys will let it out and no. And all 3 Shakur ain't trying to face right away. He might face one of them, but Lone Star Steph says he's hearing rumblings of Fury and AJ. Well, yeah, they're gonna make that fight because that's the most money either of those guys can make at any point. But it's just the battle of the bad Brits. That's all. If you want to throw another B in there, you could throw Dubois in there. The 3 of them are just like the 3 Stooges in the heavyweight division, huh? I'll let you know which one is Mo, which one is Larry, and which one is Curly, huh? That's right, Lone Star Steph, bad Brits. They're horrible. But there's some good ones out there. But it ain't them. Not those 3. Wardley is one, huh? Wardley is definitely one. Atuma might be one. And the third one is a nice surprise. I'll let you guys know about that one when we get a little closer to next year. But yeah, it definitely ain't AJ and Fury, I can tell you that. So I keep boxing on my little monitor here, always watching some fights. Y'all a little slow in the chat this evening. Must be watching some other stuff. How you gonna have one eye on Stormy and the other eye somewhere else? Hey man, this Pacheco fight against Sajo. Listen, if you're familiar with Diego Pacheco, please put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with Diego. Only 2 people, huh? Says we got about 15 people watching right now. So, how many of you are familiar with Kevin Lele Sajo? How many of y'all are familiar with that guy? Stephen L. Mack, what's good? That's what I really want to know. How many of you are familiar with Sajo? Eric Jordan say he's familiar. DLP says Kevin is a KO artist. Stephen L says I seen his last 2 fights. Lone Star Steph says I seen him fight once. How many of you think that there could be an upset in this fight tomorrow? Give a thumbs up if you think that there could be a upset in tomorrow's fight. And I say upset because Pacheco is the headliner. Stephen L., I hate when you guys be making them little comments like that. It's gonna be a good fight until it's not. What the hell does that mean? What kind of Yoda type of a comment is that, man? Will he win? No, I not. What the fuck? Listen, Kevin Sajo is 34 years old, built like a brick house, can punch like a bulldozer. I mean, he hits people and shakes them kinfolks in other lands. Listen. Pacheco is coming into this fight. He's no longer with the Benavidez camp. So he's got new people. It's a hell of an opponent to go in with new people against. You need to be with the people who have been with you, who know you inside out, and know, like, if you are in dire straits, they can pull you up out of there and save your ass. Kevin is from the Cameroon, y'all. I'm expecting him to beat the shit out of Pacheco. I'm sorry. That's one thing about them damn DAZN Matchroom cards, right? Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, they be putting these guys in tough as hell. You gotta fight to the death to get a draw. Do y'all remember how Murtazaliev beat up Tim Tszyu? And Tim Tszyu was the favorite going into that fight, right? Then all of a sudden in the first round, before the round ended, it was like, oh, Tim Tszyu is hurt. Oh, he's down. See, Pacheco turned down a title shot with Canelo. He wasn't ready. That fight would have been easier than this one. The best way he could beat Sergio is to be smarter. And I'm not certain at 24 he can be smarter than the 34-year-old. Unless the 34-year-old is reckless, leaves himself wide open. But if he touches Pacheco's chin, that boy ain't been hit like that before, ever in his career. Never, ever. It bears watching, though, I'm going to tell you. It really does. Bears watching. So, guys, no one wants to dispute Pacheco getting knocked out? Nobody wants to dispute that? Joe Cordina, he's looking to make an impression with his fight in the U.S. You know, that's another fighter that Shakur Stevenson was running from. Yeah. I believe personally that Cordina would have given Shakur a better fight than Zepeda would have. You guys heard about Wilder being mentioned as a possible future opponent for Usyk. I find that very interesting that Usyk chose to look at Wilder late after he's faced everyone else a couple of times. Is that because he felt like maybe a fight with Wilder, there was a threat of he wouldn't have made it to the other fights? Hey, that's a possibility. You know? Never know. Wilder, hey, a lot of people talking about he's finished, he's washed, and all of this. I'm like, man, Derek Chisora got 15 losses. Filipino Flash got how many losses? Still fighting on. World title and all. I hope Wilder does get the shot. It'd be a great chance for him to have that shot at legacy, man. Yep. Well, now it's time for me to bring something to you guys. I had said last time in my last Friday night chop session, I would bring it into the open to discuss. And that's my new Thunderous Top 10. Oh yeah, some of you may have forgotten about that, but Stormy hasn't forgotten. Thunderous Top 10, man. If you're ready to see the Thunderous Top 10, let me know. Because I have been holding off on this for a while. Only EJ. I sit around waiting for comments and everything. You guys be chatting it up in those other chats, man. But you come over here with Stormy and everybody is like, mum's the word. What is that all about? They be sitting there peeping around. This you niggas here. This is y'all right here. y'all just gonna sit there and look at the screen like this, huh? Oh man, Nico Ali Walsh got Bud Crawford in his corner, man. Got a little pound for pound support. See, I didn't see that fight earlier because I was still at work. Yeah, Eric Jordan, it's gonna be like that till somebody say something. It's like, look at this. It's a damn shame. That's how y'all looking at me. So I just put it up like a mirror so it could reflect back at y'all. Huh? Yeah, man, because ain't nobody. It's like, if y'all don't want to participate, man, hey, I can find other shit to do. You know what I mean? Told you, I witnessed you guys being in other chats and y'all be lively, you be supportive, you send super chats, you do all this different stuff. You come over here with me and you just be silent. What kind of bullshit is that? In fact, I don't think I'll show my Thunderous Top 10 tonight. It's just about 9:30. I think I'll pack it in for the night. That's what I'll do. This how y'all want to do me, but that's okay. It's okay. 'Cause I don't have to do this shit. I really don't. I can go and do my other content. Yep. Yep. And that's what I'll do. Nah, man. You know, there ain't enough support for me. It's not enough. And I feel like, you know, for everything I put myself through, with me having to learn how to keep my stream from crashing and all of that stuff, I don't get the proper support from you guys. Like I said, I watch you all on other channels in the chat be totally participating, supportive, everything. Nah, you made me feel a certain kind of way. Maybe I'll just take a whole break from this bullshit from you guys. That's what I think I'll do. So yeah. That's what it's gonna be. Yep.